I chose to defend my son when my in-laws blamed him for accidentally breaking his cousin's arm. We drove 1,500 miles to visit my husband's family over winter break. My two boys, ages 12 and 9, were so excited to play with their 7-year-old cousin Danny when my sister-in-law brought him over. The kids were upstairs in the playroom, throwing around this big exercise ball while all the adults sat downstairs catching up. Everything seemed fine until we heard this blood-curdling scream from upstairs. Danny came running down crying. "Tyler broke my arm." My 9-year-old son ran down right behind him saying, "They were just throwing the ball and it hit Danny's arm when he tried to catch it." Both boys told the exact same story. Tyler had tossed the exercise ball to Danny, but instead of catching it, it bounced off his arm wrong. It didn't even knock him over or anything violent, just a freak accident. But Danny wouldn't stop screaming and crying for 30 minutes straight. My sister-in-law Lisa finally took him to urgent care, then to the children's hospital. Turns out his arm was actually broken and needed to be put in a sling. Tyler felt absolutely horrible. He's always been super gentle with younger kids, and everyone always comments on how careful and considerate he is. The first day, he called Danny to apologize. The second day, he picked out a toy and made a card to give to his cousin. But Lisa wouldn't let us visit. She said Danny needed rest, so we left the gifts with my in-laws to give to him since they all live in the same town. Tyler kept asking about Danny every single day for the 5 days we were there. Then, the guilt trip started. Lisa and my in-laws made sure to call Tyler multiple times a day to remind him that Danny's arm was broken and he was in so much pain. They'd say things like, "Your cousin is really hurting because of what you did, and Danny can't use his arm at all now." Tyler started crying every night, saying he never meant to hurt anyone and asking if Danny would ever forgive him. I kept telling him it was an accident, but my in-laws were making him feel like some kind of monster. We came home, but Lisa kept calling my husband every single day. She'd say, "I'm not mad at Tyler," but then go off about how he shouldn't have been playing so rough with her son. Playing rough? They were gently tossing a ball back and forth. 8 days later, Lisa called again with the same speech. But this time she said, "It's a good thing we're family who get along, otherwise we might sue." Then she added, "Maybe we just need to keep Tyler away from the cousins from now on." That's when I completely lost it. For someone who claimed she wasn't upset with my son, she sure was doing everything possible to make him feel like garbage. This kid had been beating himself up for over a week about a complete accident. I told her straight up, "If you don't think it's okay for Tyler to be around Danny, that's fine. I'll make sure he and I are somewhere else whenever we visit from now on." She started backtracking, saying that's not what she meant, but I was done. My husband tried to play peacekeeper, but I shut that down too. I said if his family wanted to treat our son like he was dangerous over an accident, then they could explain to everyone why we stopped visiting. Lisa hasn't called since then. My in-laws are upset that I'm being dramatic, but Tyler finally stopped crying himself to sleep every night. Sometimes protecting your kid means standing up to family, even when they're wrong.